Hello beaders, it's me Mandy with Bead Woven Dreams, and today I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet, which is what I call the Crystal Cortege bracelet. And basically Cortege is a synonym for procession, and as I was looking at this bracelet, it looked like the crystals were kind of following each of the sections of cubic right angle weave here. And kind of a procession. So cortege is just a synonym of, procession. I like the word cortege, so Crystal Cortege kind of gives a nice little ring. So this bracelet here I've done actually with size 8s for the cubic right angle weave units. I filled in the corners with size 11s, and when you do cubic right angle weave, those little open corners as you add on units to the top. So I filled in the corners with a smaller bead, a size 11. And then just using 6mm Swarovski crystal, I think it's Fuchsia AB. There was a toggle, of course. It came off. Well, actually, I took it off because it was too small. So I'll put it back on. So this is one variation. Here's another, again, using size 8s. In Sage Matte Riku, filling in the corners with Duracoat Galvanized Sea Green, using a Chrysolite Opal. 6mm, and as another variation, filling in, actually putting a daisy spacer in between the sections of cubic right angle weave and the crystal. Gives it a nice little golden touch, brings out a natural golden hue that's within this color of crystal, and it just kind of warms it up slightly. It's really nice. Another variation, and instead of using size 8s, like I did here, I did size 11s, and then fill in the corner with size 15s. So you can see it is a little thinner, a little smaller. And then as another variation, instead of using crystals, I used pearls. The customer had requested that I try out pearls, make a bracelet for her. And I really like the way it came out. It's really soft. Kind of have like two shapes going on here, round, square, round, square. It's kind of cute. And as another variation, you can notice that the bracelet is finished. So yeah, these are the three variations, 3 different ways you can make this. Also, this is a Duracoat silver, and this is a light peach glass pearl. So there are many ways you can make this, but I guess if you're going to use pearls, I guess you would call it the Pearl Cortege, or you could just, call it Cortege. Either way, we'll go ahead and get started here. Now, I will make a suggestion as a note. You probably want to have a good solid foundation in cubic right angle weave, because you would think, and it would be natural to assume, that's quite all right, that we're doing each of the cubic right angle weave sections, doing 3 units, tying it off, do another section, tie it off, another section. And then once we're all done with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections, then we would string on a crystal, then a section, a crystal section, and so forth, kind of like basic bead stringing. Actually, that's not how we're going to do it. So it would be kind of important to know good cubic right angle weave before getting started with this. And if you're new to cubic right angle weave, I will include some videos in the description below on how to get started. And it's really easy. It's not that hard at all, and it's a lot of fun. And there are great beaders out here on YouTube that have done really great jobs at tutorials on how to do that. So no need for me to make another one. I'll just send you to them. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and get started. Kind of, sort of. I've already started a cubic right angle weave unit here to keep all the way around. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the corners. You can see there's these corners here that are open. I'm going to fill them in with 11O. Now, this is, I don't know, I think it's, I know that the 11O is metallic bronze, and the 8Os, I think it's like some kind of sea green, amber lined color. I'm not quite sure, but it's just really very pretty. So I'm going to fill in the corners here with the browns. And if you're wondering why I'm using this particular colorway, it's because I'm going to use these shells. And like I said, there are many variations to do this bracelet, and I thought, well, you know, what it would look like if I used this color combination and the shells in place of a crystal or a pearl. So I guess this would be a shell cortege bracelet. So I think these two colors here really match these shells, and I kind of want to see how it would look. So this is kind of an experiment as I go along. So you're learning a technique, and I'm just experimenting with colors and having some fun. All right, so as you can see on the floor here, I put in 11-0 in each corner. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to step up. So you kind of think of this as the floor, and then you just add units going up. So now I'm going to add on another cubic right angle weave unit on top, picking up 3 beads and stitching back through the bead I came out of. I'm using 4-pound fire line. Normally I would probably use 6, and then I would reinforce actually. Use 6-pound fire line and then reinforce, but this is just for a video tutorial, and again I'm just kind of playing around with these colors, having fun. So, but I like reinforcing the beads, helps it to stand up much better, give it a little extra strength. Picking up 2 beads, adding on another unit. Going through the next, see, bead here, and then going a bead in the wall, and then picking up one more, you know, and closing off this unit here. Okay. So as you can see, we added another unit, so now we have 2 cubic right angle weave units here. And now I'm going to fill in these corners again like I did down here. Up here, I'm going to fill in the corners with 11-0s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Coming out of this bead right here, I'm going to step up. Now, normally before you add on another unit, which is why I said it's good to have a good foundation cubic right angle weave, so you know what I'm referring to. As you add another unit, you would just go ahead, come through here, and we would just stitch through these beads, close off this unit here before we build on another one. And we are not going to do that. And I will show you, well, you can if you want to, but I mean, you don't really have to, as you see in the next step why you don't really have to. Also, if you're wondering why I added another unit before adding on the 11-0s in the corners, I find that adding on another unit is much easier. If I was to stitch in the corners here, it was kind of hard for me to kind of dance around with my needle, the 11-0s here as we're adding on a unit. So for me, it's just much easier. Go ahead, add on another floor here, and then stitch back down, add in 11-0s and stitch back up. Whatever is easier for you, you can do it, but this is, you know, for me, how I've done it, I've always done it this way. I find it to be a little easier. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pick up a shell or a pearl or a crystal, whatever you're you're working with. And this one is a little, actually all the shells here are regular shaped, and that's fine. I kind of like that look. I usually like to be really uniform with my bead choice and selections and stitches, but I'm gonna be a little whimsical today and try to bring in some ununiformity, a little chaos. So I just picked up one bead and I kind of swapped it out. I didn't want to use this bead. I kind of want to use this one for now. So now that I put on that bead, I'm going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 8-ohs. Okay, I'm going to work here. Stitch back through the first C bead that I picked up after the shell. Doesn't want to work with me here. There you go. And you see how you just made a right angle weave unit? Pull not so tight, just a little tight. You can pull really tight on the last pass up because you're going to go up and down. You're going to make 8 passes through the shell. On the 8th pass, you're coming back up. You can make it really tight, but you want to be able to have a little give, so that way you can easily work your needle between these two sections of cubic right angle weave as you pass through the shell, and it won't be too difficult. If you make it too tight, it's really hard. Trust me, I've tried and yeah, learned the hard way. All right, so you can see you have the beginning of the cubic right angle weave, the next section. And what you're going to do, since we just stitched back through that first bead and we made our loop, we're going to stitch down through the shell. That's all we're doing, just going through the shell for now. Pull a little tight, like so, a little give. And remember this bead that we came out of before we attached the shell? See that thread right there? We're going to stitch back through. So we're kind of coming around in a loop. It came out of the hole on the left, we're going to go through the hole on the right. Like so. Now we're going to pick up an 11-0. And we're going to go through the next 8-0. Now just to let you know, I'm going to be working in, let's see, to the left basically. So I'm going to fill in these holes here. And on the top, you'll be right angle. I'll also be working in the left direction too. But basically you're going to go to the left once and then go up, go to the left once and then come down, left once, up, left once, come down. I'll show you what I mean. All right, so we filled in one corner, went through 1 8-0, come back up through the shell. Like so. Not pulling too tight, just having a little give. Remember, this is the first bead that we attached to the shell, and you can tell it's the first one because it's the one that's most attached. These 3 here are just kind of loose and flying free. I remember I'm going towards the left, so I'm going to go to the next 8-0. And if you choose to go to the right, that's fine. I just kind of like whatever direction I pick, I like to continue in that same direction. So I went through that bead, come back down through the shell. Go through the second bead, come back down through the shell alone, only the shell. And now we have 2 beads that are connected. Remember, we're going towards the left. So we have an 11-0 in the corner here, which means that this is the second bead that we came out of right here. So we're going to go through it. We came out of the hole on the left when we went up. As we come back down, we're going to enter the hole on the right. Picking up another size 11, going through the next 8-0 as we go to the left, and then we just go up through the shell. Like that. Remember, we have 1 and 2 beads that are connected, so, and you can just take your needle and kind of wiggle and see which ones are connected. This one is, you can tell, and you can see this one isn't. It's very loosey-goosey there. Pass your needle through. Go down through the shell only. And this is why it's important to have a little bit of give, so that way if you need to kind of bend the shell to get your needle through, that's fine. If it's too tight, it's a challenge. Alright. This is the bead we came out of because there is an 11-0 preceding it to the right. Came out of the hole on the left side, we're going through the hole on the right side. Picking up 11-0. Go through the next 8-0, back up to the shell. Shell only. Okay, let's see, where is the last 11-0 that is not attached? And there it is. It's the only one that's just kind of hanging out there. You go through. And since this is the last one, all of them are nice and tied down. We know we only have one more 11-0 corner to fill. One more corner to fill with an 11-0, I mean. Sorry. And come down through the shell. We came out of this 11-0 because there's a 8-0. We came out this 8-0 because there's 11-0 preceding it. We exited the hole on the left. We're going to go through the hole on the right. Pick up 11-0 and go through the next 8-0. And in this case here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and re-stitch through all the corners here and the 8-0s. So there's 1 corner, 2 corner. It's the 3rd corner. There's the 4th corner. Stitching through just the 8-0. And coming back up through the shell. And you might come up through the center of the right angle weave unit, and that's fine. Then what you would do is just pick any bead you want, and then you would start your next cubic right angle weave unit. Well, you actually start the cubic right angle weave unit. You're going to start it here when you did the floor. So now we're just going to add the walls and finish up the cubic unit there, like so. And this way. Now you may wonder why I went up and down 8 times. One is just reinforcement to make sure that the shell or pearl or crystal or whatever bead you choose is reinforced nicely between one section of cubic right angle weave and the next section of cubic right angle weave. The other reason is to make sure that the units and the beads are all centered. So when you go up and down 4 times, well, yeah, basically 4 times, you're making sure that each of the units have a chance to kind of find its position and center itself around that next bead, and the bead has a chance to center itself around the preceding section of right angle weave. So there, I just added another unit there. I finished it up, and then we're going to fill in the corners. 1. Remember, I add on the units first, and then go back down, and then fill in the corners with 11/0. This is 3. 1 more. 4. Wait a minute, where are you? Where did you go? Oh, got tied around. There you are. Step it up. Then we would, of course, close this off. Close it. Add on another unit, stitch back down, and add on, fill in the corners with the 11/0 and so forth. And that's basically the gist of the Cortege bracelet using cubic right angle weave. And I really do like these colors. I like the way they came out. This is kind of a really cool bracelet. So there you have it. I'll bring back all the different variations here. So there you go. Hope you give this a try. Let me know how you like it. You can even send me your different colorways. If you find me on Facebook at Bead Woven Dreams, so you can let me know, how much you had fun with it. And yeah, I'd like to see all your different variations of this bracelet. All right, hope you have fun, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.